But we were seeing each other, and we actually, he was getting to the point where he was staying nights with me, and I came back to Michigan for a few months, and we just had this big love affair, and it actually ended with some remorse with us. Um, and then I left back to Vegas, and he always told me that he was always sad that he could never say he was, you know, that he wanted to say goodbye. Always wanted to say goodbye to me, and he never did. And it really made him sad. And I never knew that. And he still looked at my MySpace, still tried to keep contact with me. Tried to write me for about 2 years, about a year and a half, or about 2 years or something like that. I can't remember what it was, like, what, maybe 2 years or so, almost 2 years. He tried to keep contact with me, and he told me, he's like, I never forgot about you, and I never forgot about him. There was always something missing. So finally, I accepted he got a hold of me last May, and last year, May 2010, and he told me, he says, I still love you. I want us to try again. Please come home. And I was in Vegas, and I actually was missing my family, and I have family out there too, and I just thought, and he has a son, and I remember, I've always gotten pictures of his son since his son was 6 months old. When I first met him, I think his son was 6 months old. And he says, I love you, come home and be with me and Alexander, we need you home. And I said, okay, and in August, we kind of stopped talking again because, I thought he was dating somebody else. And he swore to me, no. He's like, no, she's nothing to me, nothing completely. And I kind of stopped talking to him. I started seeing a guy from England. And me and this guy from England were together for a little bit, and he came to America to visit, and we just didn't click, and he went back home. He actually went back home, and I was kind of devastated where my life was going, and I was really confused, and I missed Evil D. I missed talking to him, because we were talking constantly for that, and I realized I do love this man, and it's time for us to be together. It was the right time for us to be together. So I called him up in the middle of the night. It was maybe 2 o'clock my time, so maybe 5 o'clock his time. I called him up. He was laying in bed, and he answered his phone. They called me right back, and he said, oh my God, I'm so glad you called. I love you so much. And he said, and I said, I love you too. And he said, you're mine. And this was in July. This was in July. And he said, come home. And I think it was like July 8th or 18th or something like that. And I said, okay, I'll get a plane ticket, I'll come home. So during that time, I came home, and he was living with somebody, and the person was completely just rubbish. And they weren't anything, and, I came home August 7th, and he came and got me. And he picked me up, and he just swung me around. He was like so happy, wrapped his arms around me. It was like, finally you're here. And we were so much in love. There was nothing you could do to stop it. I mean, that's just how it was. And he explained to me that the person he was living was just a roommate, that he sleeps on the couch. And everybody told me that she was nothing to him, and that she was actually had free reign to see other people. And like a lot of people were telling me how he'd introduce her as friends, because I didn't want to come and interrupt someone's relationship. We kind of did that before. I didn't want to do that again. And luckily, me and his long-term ex-girlfriend actually get along. He's only had 2 real girlfriends. One was the one he was with for 12 years. The other one is me, that we've been off and on for, well, he says we've been off and on for about 5 years now. So there's only been 2 of us, and which everybody told me, filled me in that, no, he's not interested in this person. You're the girl he's interested in.